personally, I've never gotten one of them. I just always... What's up, chuletas? So I asked you guys on YouTube if you guys would like to see a top 10 cake decorating must-haves for beginners video, or if you guys wanted to see my top favorite cake tools that I use for cake decorating. And the majority of you guys end up picking top 10 cake decorating supplies for beginners. I feel like I have a little bit over than top 10. So if you're watching this, you're most likely a beginner and you're looking into seeing like, what the heck do I need? Because I don't even know where to start. So I'm gonna hook you up, all right? Let's get into this. Let me show you a little bit of my world. The first thing that I want to show you is spatulas. These spatulas are very different from each other, but it falls in the spatula category, right? Like the family, the cousins. So anyways, this, you will need it so that you can scrape down the bowl and get like all the butter, all the egg from the cake batter, or your buttercream, and you know, just to grab some buttercream. And then this is when this spatula takes over. Now this spatula here is called an offset spatula. So it's like that. And then there's different sizes. There's ones that are a lot bigger than this, but I'm not gonna bring that out right now. But I highly recommend to get one this size and another one this size, like almost the size of your face. And then the other one like this. For this one, obviously it would be for smaller cakes. And then for this one, bigger cakes. And then there's other spatulas that are similar to this, but it doesn't have this like curve right here. It's just straight up. Some people find to use those a lot better when, you know, going around the cake and putting the buttercream around the sides. But I really got used to this one and I really like it. And just so you know, everything that I show in this video, I will be leaving a link down below in the description box as to where I got my stuff. I got most of my stuff from Amazon. If I didn't get it from Amazon, I will be leaving the name of the store from where I got it from. So the next thing, fondant rollers. So it's good to have a small and a big one. They do, for fondant rollers, I've seen people use like they're called, I don't know, like the wooden rollers or whatever. I personally, I've never gotten one of them. I just always, these will kill somebody, like these hurt. Oh, that really hurt. You want one big one for when you're rolling out like a big thing of fondant to cover a cake. The small fondant roller, I like to use it for, you know, when I'm just trying to roll out a little bit of fondant and just to cut out flowers with like flower cutters or something like that. Instead of bringing out the big guy, you know, you don't want to use him because then you gotta dirty him and it's just like, me da pereza. I get lazy to use this little thing. It helps you get like a certain thickness. There's some that come with like different size rings. Some that will be thicker or thinner just to help you get the same thickness all around, because as you roll, sometimes it can be like unleveled. But I don't use them. I just put it on just so I can show you guys. The next thing I highly recommend is getting a cake leveler. Leveling cakes are actually pretty hard when you're first starting. Eventually, you get the hang of it and then can switch to a serrated knife. But if you don't know how to do it, just stick to your leveler. It'll come out perfect every single time. You can always adjust it, squeeze it, and then move it up here. If you're feeling a little bit more braver, you can always switch over to the serrated knife and just go and then be like a professional. Next up is a cake lifter. A cake lifter is to help you scoop up the cake and hold it on here. And you'd be surprised, the cake lifter can actually hold a good amount of weight. So you can pick up your cakes without touching them or breaking them. Because have you ever grabbed the cake layer and it just break? And you're just like, great, it's helped me. It's been with me for a while now, so thank you, Mama. Thank you for all your help. All right, the next thing are these bench scrapers. Although you could, you know, even out the sides of your cake with this, but it won't come out as perfect. So I highly recommend getting these. So I have one tall one, one short one, obviously one tall one for my taller cakes, and then my short one for shorter cake. And I've actually seen people use like metal rulers that they have at home. I don't know, I guess they wash it or they just buy like a brand new metal ruler to like use for their cakes. I've seen people do that. I've seen people use acrylic ones. It's not always necessarily going to be metal, but personally I like the metal kind. It works best in my opinion. The next one, if you're really looking into like doing fondant cakes, I highly recommend a fondant smoother, because if you use your hands just to smooth out the fondant, you're gonna get like little bumps and indents because your hand obviously isn't flat. So it's good to have this to like, once you put your fondant on, to smooth it out, to smooth out like the sides and everything. And then also to create sharp edges around like at the very edge of the cake, using another, you would have to use another one of these to get like the nice sharp edges like that, you know what I mean? Another thing you will need is some whisks. I actually got these whisks from, what is it? I think it was from Ross. I know Home Goods has them, Ross and Marshalls and TJ Maxx. They have some nice stuff and they're very affordable. So having the KitchenAid brand, or you could always get some on Amazon. It's up to you, but I like to go to Home Goods and all those little stores and get those stuff. Another thing I recommend is getting a silicone mat. This one's actually cut in half. This one was pretty big. I just couldn't stand it anymore. I was like, you know what? I don't need a big silicone mat. But some people like to use it for like rolling out their fondant on it, slowly picking it up, like picking up the fondant while it's still on the silicone and then putting it over the cake. They feel like that's a lot easier. They feel safer doing it like that. So if you feel safer doing it like that, go right ahead, get yourself a silicone mat. Another thing I like to recommend is a cutting mat, because anytime you want to cut something with your X-Acto knife, you know, it's not gonna make a hole through it. Another option, if you don't have one of these, if you don't want to go out and spend money on it, use a cutting board. Chance you're wondering what size this is, I will show you right here. Sorry, it's a little dirty because I just finished cutting some stuff on here, so. I've cut myself so many times with this stupid thing. Another thing I recommend are piping tips. I don't have all of them in the world. I don't do very much buttercream cakes, but when I do, these are the ones that I mostly use. To use the one end tip a lot for like rosettes, and I use the Wilton 234 grass tip. And then I also use this, I don't know what it's called, I forget. I don't know my piping tips by heart, but this is what it is. Okay, it was not focusing until now, so excuse this awkward position here. So I like to use this to make like roses, like rose petals with buttercream. The next thing son los cake pans. Here is a Wilton brand. As you can see, over time it starts to get like indented and whatnot, but I mean it still works. I still use it. This one is a Fat Daddy-O. The quality is a lot better. Also, they have cake pans in the Dollar Tree. They're not the best, but hey, if you're just starting out, why not? Another thing I will recommend to you is fondant tools. These come all together, and they actually come along with this and this, and what else did it came? Came with these cutters. All these cutters in here, I'll show you a few of these. It came with cutters like these, and there's a lot more in here. I'm not gonna show you all of them, but it's a good deal. And it's perfect for just starting out, so you might as well go for it, girl, all right? Oh, it also came with this. It came with like a little stitching tool, and it comes with other little things like this. Like, you can see it? Yep. And then this one's just like a straight line one. And then this is an X-Acto knife. Be very careful. This thing has cut me a lot of times already. And always have it covered, especially if you got kids. Your little kiddos like to have sticky fingers and, oh, what's this? But yeah, like I showed you already, cutters is another thing that you would want. Definitely check out that link below so you can find out like all the cool deals that I've gotten, because your girl likes to save her money. You know, I got some good deals up in there, so be sure to check them out. Turntables. Now, I'm gonna show you this one. This is the very first turntable I purchased. I felt like I needed this one because of what it did. And I hate it. There's some people that like it and they use it till this day, even though, I don't know. For me, no me gusta para nada. What in the world? I can't even remember how to work this thing. Okay. Oh my God. You're beating me up, girl. So there's a button here. You gonna kill me? Okay. And it does this. It slants, right? So in the picture on the box of this, it shows a cake on it and it's slanted. And it's showing someone holding a piping bag. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need that. Yeah, that makes sense. I got a pipe like this. No, I never did that. And that's the only reason why I bought it, because I felt like I was gonna need a pipe, a cake slanted, and it's not true. I really hated it because I would put a cake on it and the weight of it didn't let this turn smoothly. Right now, it's turning smooth. You look at it, you're like, oh yeah, it works great. Buy it. Get it now. But don't get me wrong, it's not horrible. If you want to start off with this, go ahead. But for $80, not worth it. I got this one for $65. And look, smooth. And it's still going. And it's still going. You know what's crazy? I actually have two of these. One I bought for $64. And then this one I bought for $5 because somebody was giving it away for $5 at a yard sale. I was like, girl, yeah, give it to me. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. $5. What a bargain, right? It comes with this little rubber thing here where it will like hold, you know, so it doesn't like move around as you're turning. Now, obviously this doesn't have a grip, but what I like to do and what most people like to do is put like a little piece of shelf liner on the bottom and then put your cake on top, and then it holds it and you can spin it as much as you want and nothing's gonna happen to it. So, but don't get too crazy, girl, right? Like, and last but not least, you're gonna want to get one of these little spray bottles. I got this from Walmart. The reason why I have this is because I like to spray my fondant with water when it starts to feel like dry and it starts to get like that elephant skin. I actually got this tip from my friend Laura from Crazy Cool Cakes. She mentioned it one time on her Instagram. She was just showing like how to like get rid of elephant skin. And I was just like so mind blown by just two little sprays and a little like, you know, folding and rolling to the fondant, and boom, it was just like smooth, like as if it was fresh fondant. Anything like dark colored tends to get like really dry super fast. So highly recommend you just give it 1, 2, and then knead it. If you have to spray it again, do it again and you'll be good. I totally forgot to mention that you will need a hand mixer. You don't need a fancy KitchenAid hand mixer. They sell cheap ones at Walmart for like $5 I've seen. So if you're just starting out, start with the cheap stuff. If not, you can use a whisk, but girl, you're gonna be there for days. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I highly recommend getting all your stuff from Amazon, but trust me, you'll find better deals on Amazon. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, click over here on this circle button so you can subscribe and be part of the Chuleta family. And you can find an easy cake tutorial playlist right over here. And you can find a more advanced cake tutorial right over here. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.